It is 5:30 p.m. and the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Thursday, July the 1st, 2021 is called to order. Would you all please stand for the invocation?
Gracious Father, once again, we say thank you for this opportunity to come before each other and come and handle the business that you have placed before us. We ask that you give us clarity of mind and thought and let us proceed in a manner that is befitting of you and the positions that we hold. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, is there anyone in the audience that would like to address this commission on any subject besides that is not on our agenda for this evening? Anybody have questions or concerns that you'd like to talk about that's not on the current agenda? All right, then we will move on to our action items. So action item number 4.1, conduct a public hearing to discuss and consider a zone change from agricultural to executive estates EE-32 on 83.047 acres out of the SA&amp Company, I suppose, survey, abstract number A-523, the city of Terrell, Coffin County, Texas, also known as FM Road 986, Terrell, Texas. Mr. Fenner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Thank you again for making a special trip up here just a week after you had a big meeting last week. Jay, why don't you go flip through? I want to get to the zoning map. Right there. So this is a pretty simple request. The property owner, the Zajac area over there, they're 83 acres. That area is for low-density residential, the estate lot. As you know, that blue area is the plan development that was approved, that the commission and the council approved a while back for the Witt Ranch extension and all the big project that we'll have over there with the bigger lots and then the area that we'll have the smaller lots in. This area is just between that, as you can see, aside from this zoning case, we'll be working out an agreement with these property owners because we'll have to have some off-site improvements to tie into the extension of the Witt Ranch and to the utilities and so forth. And that's not something to worry about at this point because, as you know, the council will go through that. The big thing is it is coming out of, the request is coming out of ag into the estate lot. And as you know, the estate lot is 32,000 square foot minimums with the 2,600 square foot minimum dwelling areas. In their developers agreement, we'll be working out some transitional areas too where they'll build some bigger acreage, about 4 lots that will be a little different. So again, this does fall in line with the comprehensive plan. And if you have any questions for me.
I do.
Yeah.
So the road that goes from Farm Market 986 into this property through the Zajac Lane, I think it is. So who's going to maintain the current road and who's going to maintain the new streets that are built?
The new streets will be the construction will be whoever develops the property. And from what I understand, there's been several contracts on this property. I think as of today, they're working probably with somebody new too. But we will actually be in control of the streets because it'll be in the city limits.
Does that include the one that's already in existence going up to this property?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything in the city limits that we will be responsible for.
Does the way this is situated, does it cause any of these other properties that has this same zoning to be inaccessible in any way?
No, sir. This one was somewhat, could be inaccessible because of the extension of Zajac Drive. We only have certain block links that we develop into, and so there has to be another point of access. And this has been something we've had a conversation with the property owner for probably 6 months now or so. And so what you don't see on here with this plan development is the actual extension of all the roads that will be going through the, what do we call them, that hilltop? I get lost. Hillside, because we're doing another one over with the same developer on the other side of 80 or 20. But that, there'll be extension, if you remember, of Whit Ranch of the Parkway that we entered into an agreement with them that we had talked about when we approved this. And so they'll be tying into that corner over there, and so we'll have to get some right-of-way piece. But no, there won't be any limitations to any other property. The accessibility. And that, quite frankly, has been the topic of our conversation with these guys early on, because they just wanted to extend that cul-de-sac, and it wasn't possible. So, hey, how are you?
One more, how many lots do they anticipate?
Not sure. There's no site plan or anything. This is just to title the property. Entitle the property to give it estate lot, so.
Any other questions for Mr. Finner?
Okay, Mr. Finner, so the access would be down Zach Drive, correct?
There'll be a portion of Zach Drive, but then there's gonna be an extension of the Whit Ranch Parkway and the connection into off Francis.
Eventually on that. But
Before it develops,
the Zach Drive right now, is that in the city limits and for our
a portion of it, yes.
maintaining it? Okay. Thank you.
I was gonna say one more thing about that. Oh, remember this, and the reason we're not talking much about the access and all this is, remember, this is just title, this is getting the zoning of the property. You will still see the whole the construction plat come through with the whole set of utilities and the road extensions and how they're gonna connect. So I'm a property owner, and I'm just making application because I'm trying to sell the property. Right now, it's zone ag, and the requirement is 5-acre tracts. But I have people that are wanting to buy it if I zone it and get it down to the 32,000 square foot, like the comp plan says, and so that's what I'm doing at this point. So that's why there's not a lot of detail being shared, because again, there's not even a site plan out there. This is just to change the zoning of the property. You will see all of that and have chance to speak on that and question that, so.
So this is the seller making this proposal, not the buyer?
Right, this is, right. So again, remember, this, if this is titled, that you make a recommendation that this change, the zoning changes, goes to council, it's all approved, the next step for them, whoever purchases the property will actually have to submit a construction plat to us, the staff, and that's civil plans and everything. And so we'll go through the process of our development review committee, and we'll go back and forth with them for a while, and then you will see this come back to you in the construction plat phase. Once we approve it, you'll see it, you'll have to approve it, make a recommendation to council, and then again, before they build, then they have to bring back, they have to build the public improvements, the roads and all that, and then they get a final plat approved, and that's when they can sell lots. So it's just gonna be one big lot zoned estate.
On this one that is zoned ag and you're changing it to planned development, what are the others, what is the possibility of the others being changed to? If they're all ag, does the comprehensive plan allow for it to be also planned development, or?
This is not planned development. I was just showing you the adjacent property that's already been approved in planned development.
Okay.
All the green area is ag. And yes, they will probably come through, the rest of the other people will come through and want to change their zoning, whoever owns the property, and we'll negotiate with them or direct them as to what the comprehensive plan says for everything. Because some of that gets a little higher density as you move in to the existing subdivision. The only thing you're looking at right now is the area, go back. Maybe I go back, that area right there. That's the property that is in question right now, 83 acres that is wanting to be rezoned to.
But for the rest of the ag areas, does the comprehensive plan allow for planned development there or anything else?
There's always room for plan development. It's just the overlay of what the underlying zoning will be.
So I see you have another area sectioned out on this map. There's a little smaller pieces. Is that going,
That's part of it.
it's gonna be part of it, but why is it singled out like
It's
that?
just separate CAD piece track.
And so it says here, you're saying that this is a proposal from the current owner who is looking to sell the property. So if he, with the information you have right here, you're saying that there's gonna be it's gotta be 32,000 square feet for a minimum in all of this. And then there's gonna be at least one 3-acre lot and 4 1.5-acre lots. So that's something that the seller, the current owner, is gonna get an agreement from the seller to produce that?
The reason I shared that with you is there is a developer's agreement that will be created as is on most of these developments with utilities and big extensions. Those developers' agreements will go through the council, as you know, for approval. The proposed developers' agreement right now has on there the 3-acre lot, and there's 4 1.5-acre lots that will be proposed within the development somewhere into that transition, and then the 1 3-acre tract on the developer's agreement. Remember, the developer's agreement by our ordinance is also another part of how that property develops. Because if they extend a road for, say, if you're extending a major thoroughfare, there's gonna be, you do this, there's a city obligation part, and there's a property owner part. And so through these negotiations that we've had, or through conversations we've had over the past 6 months to a year with the property owner and potential purchasers, that was something that we wanted to see. And in the requirement of extending and going through that process of tying into an off-site road to get into the subdivision and having to get easements and right-of-way and all that, that will be part of that developer's agreement process. So you're not zoning it to get the 1 3-acre tract and the 1 1.5. The only thing you're doing, the request is to rezone that tract to estate lots.
Any other questions? Any discussion? Nobody has an opinion? All right. Then, if that being the case, I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to come forward and speak in favor of this zoning change? All right. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to come forward and speak in opposition or opposed to this zoning change? No, then I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, one more time, anything at all that you want to say? All right, then I will entertain a motion, please.
I'd make a motion that we rezone from agricultural to executive estates 32 EE-32 SA&amp Company Survey, abstract number 523, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, ZC 21-04.
Okay, I have a motion. We recommend to the city council approval of this zoning change. Do I hear a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. This has carried. All right, action item number 4.2. Conduct a public hearing to discuss and consider a zone change from light industrial to planned development, PD-HC, to redevelop on 9.29 acres, Lot 3, Block 1, Randall Noe Addition, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, also known as 100 State Highway 205, Terrell, Texas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Before you, Jay, would you get to that map? You, to the zoning area. You, yeah, right there. So, this area is, the request is for a PD highway corridor, PD overlay with, highway corridor underlying zoning, which is the comprehensive plan. This area in the for local commercial. The positive here, it's 9 acres, and obviously this is the area that, these are some of the areas that we've talked about redeveloping and getting out of light industrial. This is one of them, and so before you do have the request of a plan development from light industrial to highway corridor. This is the Randall dilapidated area of buildings and car lots and all that in the corner of Randall Noe property. And I'm sure you guys all know where that area is. You'll see that in the packet there is a part of the PD will always come with the ordinance, and part of that ordinance will always have development standards. And of what you'll see, unless, and just for my part here, I'm not going to go into any detail. The applicant is here to make a presentation, but you'll see under the plan development request, there'll be site plan requirements and the allowable uses and the development standards. And then, as you can see, the attachment B, and then the thing that obviously you'll be wanting to pay more attention to, because in a plan development you get a site plan and you get the attached exhibits, and so you'll have that in your ordinance. If you go to page 38, that starts the ordinance right there that changes the zoning, and then you go into behind it the Exhibit A, which is a survey of the property, and then you go to the attachment B, which will be your development standards that they will have to follow to develop the property, redevelop. And then you'll go into the Exhibit C, which will be considered their plan, site plan. And then you'll go to Exhibit D, which will be considered their facade plan. And then Exhibit E, which will be considered their sign plan. So I will let at this time the applicant make a presentation, and you ask any questions, or you have any questions of me.
Only have one
Yes.
before we proceed, and I found it on page 33, on allowable uses.
Mm-hmm.
You explained to me about the last part of this, where it says, the following uses otherwise allowed in highway corridor retail are prohibited, which is antique, consignment shop, gasoline prices, grocery or food store, any size. Uses not shown on Chart 8, retail uses are prohibited in the district. So it sounds like retail is prohibited over there.
No, just what's not shown on Chart A in the retail district. In addition to the retail prohibited is antique, consignment shop, the gasoline sales, the grocery, food store. The use is not shown on Chart A, and it's just saying retail uses are prohibited in the district. So
grocery stores are allowed if.
right,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Sorry, I just didn't get that.
I'm sorry about that. This was actually written up by Mr. Sims.
Any other questions for Mr. Finner before we hear from the applicant? Anyone? Okay. Then I will open the public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to come forward and speak in favor of this zoning change? Please let us have your name, sir.
John Aflatoni. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Vice Chairman, and the board members. We certainly appreciate the opportunity of being here, and we're very excited about this new acquisition at 100 FM 205. We think that's really a major landmark in city of Terrell, and we have a very, very comprehensive plan to really enhance this property on exterior and interior. So on the exterior, we plan to completely change the look. The building is pretty old, and so we plan to completely change the facade. We're going on the base for about 4 foot of very beautiful stone, and then we're gonna go with the masonry on the remainder of the facade. We're doing major parking renovations. We're changing all the exterior lights to LED to make sure that to give it a very modern look. We're also adding some trees to enhance the landscaping in the front. Our other plans to enhance the property, we also plan to build a 35 feet first-class monument sign that clearly will show all the tenants in the front. And with the city approval in the future, we plan to bring another 3 pad sites in there facing the 205. And also, I wanted to emphasize that where we're located, where Walmart is right across from us, is a very, very major thoroughfare in city of Terrell. And we feel like that city of Terrell really, we need to try our best to make this one area there very modern looking and give city of Terrell a new look. And I want to thank you, all of you, and hopefully we can start soon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak as well? Please come forward. Give us your name, please.
My name is Pega Ganji, and I'm very excited to be here. Our client, he's very excited to move to the city of Terrell and make the city a little safer at the intersection as well. He's going to have 64 cameras at that site, so anything that happens within that corner is going to be recorded at all times, and the police is more than welcome to get access or if anything happens. So we're trying to bring safety in as well. We want to bring some green into the city as well, since it is, the city is changing a lot, and we still want to keep the green and the beautifulness in the city. And we're trying our best to give you guys as much as we can, and we hope that you guys will like our project as well. We're looking forward to bring a lot of tax revenue to the city as well, which is hopefully going to help the city to improve in the future also. And we're looking at bringing a major tenant in that intersection also that is going to help with that process as well. These are the things that we're looking at. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak in favor of this zoning change? All right, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this zoning change? No? Then I will close the public hearing. Commissioners, do we have discussion or questions, please, for this group of folks or city or anybody else?
I have a couple of questions.
All right, sir, please.
Considering that this is a high traffic area, is there going to be additional access to this area other than that little bottleneck that's currently where the old cleaners was? Because looking at the map, there's nothing that's showing any additional access.
What you see is what they're proposing. They're not, they're not proposing any construction on the side. Any different construction.
Okay, so also we're looking at the fact that that area Tractor Supply is there, and they have a lot of their, a lot of the things that they sell are out in the parking lot. Is there a plan for that as well? Are they gonna be eliminating that?
We are, Tractor Supply is a great company to be in the city, and it's a good place for them. It's their number one store location in the whole nation. They had a 30-year lease on that space, so we're definitely trying to keep them satisfied, and I don't believe that anyone is going to say no to a new parking, but we're not gonna make them, we're not gonna choose for them. We're going to give them the site plan. We're going to walk them through. They're looking to expand in the future also. That's something else that might happen. But we're definitely going to try to get the whole center looking at one piece instead of different pieces.
Well, then, I'm proposing a question to you that Mr. Finner was answering. That intersection right there across from where 205 Walmart in the area that you're talking about developing, that is a bottleneck. If you go on 205 between the hours of, I say, 2:30 to around 6 p.m., you're gonna, that's a lot of traffic. So is there going to be another way to access this? Because if you just going, I know you're talking about putting a major facility in there, major chain of some kind to draw people in. So if you're gonna be drawing people in, safety would say that we need to have another access point, because you can't just egress out of one spot, because that'll be a bottleneck and we're gonna have a problem if something's happening in that parking lot. If, with the prevalence of mass shootings right now, just say for that, or if there's a fire there, you're gonna have emergency vehicles trying to get in and other people trying to get out. So is there going to be another way to get in and get out?
We definitely understand your concern, and we did look to put a 24-feet fire lane. We are still in the process of getting that negotiated in future with Randall Noe, who's the current owner of the site, which is right next to it. And we're hoping to be successful with that, and I wouldn't see any reason why not.
Anyone else? Please.
There's currently an access from Highway 80 where the Ford dealership used to be. And we have spoken with Randall, Mr. Randall Noe, and he has told us that he won't have any issue at all of giving us a cross easement agreement. So basically, currently, right now, you can access the property through the highway 80. So that'd be one access, and the second access would be through 205.
And I think there's actually another little access just on the south side of the cleaners, a little off of that circular thing that goes around to the red light. I think there's another, right now, there's another little access to it too as well.
The building that is behind the old used car lot that faces 205,
Yes.
are you purchasing that also?
I know.
Okay.
Not at this point. We've talked with him about it, but at this point, we're just purchasing the building.
Just
that's around it.
the old Walmart. Okay, and then have you discussed with city staff, or is there specifications in the plan development for the type of landscaping, how much, what that's gonna look like? Is that in the plan development, Mr. Renner, or?
What's that, I'm sorry?
The landscape buffer, what is the requirement in this plan development for the landscape buffer?
Yeah, so we're going to add trees to the front. They're going to be 20 feet apart from each other. We're trying to still get the vision in, since we're trying to put the fast foods up front in the future, hopefully. And we're looking to put some more green area on the side as well, as you see. And then there is another side right there, which is green also. So this is really what we're trying to do. And then we're doing an ADA pathway as well in the middle of the property, so anyone can access that property.
Okay, and you spoke of fast foods in the future. What was that reference?
Not necessarily fast foods, but we're trying to put someone up front as well. So there's going to be more revenue for the city also. We thought that you guys might like that.
Ms. Vice Chairman, we are going to consult with the city of Terrell to see exactly what kind of tenant they would like to have us to have. For example, we're looking for the major tenants to be tenants that can provide the high sales tax revenue for the city. So the purpose is to bring tenants that not only can benefit the buyer, but can also benefit city of Terrell.
The current buyer, he's very open to work with you guys with the future tenants also. So if you guys have any idea of what you guys would like specifically in there, he would be open to listen to that also and find a way where both parties are happy.
Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so, have we closed the plan to look through? Yeah, we have. Okay, so, Commissioners, any other discussion, questions for anybody? Okay, then I will entertain a motion, please.
I propose a motion to approve the zoning change request from light industrial to planned development to redevelop on 9.29 acres, Lot 3, Block 1, Randall Noe Addition, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, also known as 100 State Highway 205, Terrell.
All right, I have a motion that we recommend to City Council approval of this zoning change. Do I hear a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right, this has carried. All right, I believe that concludes our agenda for this evening. So we are adjourned.